Hello and welcome back to JustStocks video. We're speaking with Peter Turner from Kairos Minerals. Welcome.
Thanks, John.
First of all, Peter, what is the significance of the large drill program at Mount York?
Well, John, earlier this week we announced the start of a 30,000 metre drill program at Mount York. Mount York is our flagship gold project, containing currently 1.4 million ounces in a single pit shell. The significance of this drill program is it's the largest drill program that the company has embarked on in its history, and particularly on this project. And I think that's sending a message that we really think that there's a lot more gold to be found on the project. And it's staged. The drill program is staged. First stage will be to grow resources above that 1.4 million ounces. And the second stage, which will occur later on this year, will infill the resources to give us a high confidence resource in preparation for both resource estimation and reserve estimation for the pre-feasibility study.
What are the company's resource growth ambitions at the project?
Well, when we acquired the project in 2016, we had about 123,000 ounces of gold on this project. Over the past 8 years, we've grown those resources to 1.4 million ounces. So we've grown the project by times 10. But we think, and we're quite confident, that we can grow the project again substantially in terms of the resource base. And that's really what we're doing, both within the existing area of the resource, where we know that there's holes in the resource, but also on the extensions as well. And we recognize that there are extensions to this project.
Next up, Peter, how is the PLS mineral rights agreement coming along?
Well, the extension of the mineralisation does go on to the Pilbara Minerals, or PLS, ground to the northwest, and we've recognised that. So in a deal that we cut at the end of 2024, we sold PLS a non-core tenement for $20 million. But in return, we received the mineral rights to 367 square kilometres of additional exploration ground, and included in that was 1.5 kilometres of extension of the existing resource. So the mineral rights agreement that really accompanies and sets out the guidelines for operations for us on their ground is coming along very well. And I'd say quite confidently that we would anticipate having that agreement signed up within the next few months.
Okay, so that leads into the next question, Peter. When do you expect to have drill rigs drilling at the extension of Mount York?
Well, it's certainly contingent upon us signing the mineral rights agreement with PLS. And of course, there's safety protocols, there's operational protocols that we have to make sure that we do to be able to get the rigs there. So certainly, once we've signed the agreement, we'll then onboard and basically become familiar with the contents of the agreement before we actually start the rigs turning on the ground. And when we do start drilling on the ground, we're probably going to have 1 to 2 drill rigs drilling 24/7 on that extension, on that 1.5 kilometres of extension that we know is mineralised. So we certainly anticipate an awful lot of activity on that extension to Mount York.
Finally, for investors, what are the standout attributes of Mount York, and why should the market take note?
We've got 1.4 million ounces already, and that gives us critical mass. But that 1.4 million ounces is largely contained within a single pit shell, and that differentiates us from most of our peer comparison group. In addition, the gold is free milling, which means that there's a simple process route and proven process route to recover that gold easily. We've got $10 million coming from PLS, and that's additional to the $11.8 million that we have in the kitty already. So we're extremely well funded to take not just this drill program through to its completion, but also the pre-feasibility. So we're fully funded to go through and do everything we say we're going to do.
Thank you very much, Peter, for joining JustStocks video and updating investors.
Thanks very much, John.